Hey, welcome friends and family to episode 43 of the Backdoor Cut Show, brought to you by the Barnburner Podcast Network. It's your guy, Zach. Find me on Twitter at BarnburnerBro, and I'm here with my friends, Mason, Rich, and Sam, and we're live right now on YouTube and Twitter on our Twitter handle. Our site handle is at @the_Barnburner, so if you're watching us there, shoot us some comments over. We'll gladly respond, converse with you. You can heckle us, whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
But we're coming at you about 9 p.m. We just finished watching the Grizzlies' first win of the next generation. I don't know really how to say that.
Nice.
I don't know if I should be in the marketing department now or.
That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know if I spun that correctly, but a super exciting overtime game versus Brooklyn. Sam, you were there, so you want to kind of walk us through the vibe, what you were feeling?
Feeling good, man. Woo! What a game. That was an exciting game. Ended with the Jay Crowder 3. Hadn't hit shit all game, and then he hits a couple late threes in overtime. I think both his threes were in overtime, actually. So it don't matter until you hit the timely shot. Ja Morant, big game, kind of the rookie come out for him. 30 points, 9 dimes, and had a block on Kyrie the last possession of the game to send the game into overtime after scoring the bucket to tie. I mean, it's like we're watching it happen live. You know, we're watching sort of the beginning of another what we hope to be a superstar career, and you could tell like the palpable excitement in the audience kind of mirrors what we saw with Jaren last year. So every time he has the ball, you kind of hear a hush, like similar to the way when you watch Kyrie. Like there was a lot of Kyrie fans there. Every time he's doing his thing, you could hear people like kind of doing the and one thing, like going like, oh, like you kind of hear that going on. But Ja has the same stuff. So it was good stuff. What did you guys see from TV?
Ja just took over in
the
fourth quarter and overtime. I mean, that was his playground. It was fun to see. Hopefully we get to see a lot more of it.
17 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, when he took 2 dribbles from half court and just glided to the basket, it was like, let's fucking go. Like that's superstar move right there. So just exciting to see, man. How you feeling, Rich?
Man, I'm feeling good. First off, I love that Sam asked us what y'all see from TV. Like, I appreciate that flex, Sam. You know, you were in the house, you were able to, check the game out for real. So at home, while I was watching,
what y'all see on TV? You know, I mean, I paid to be there, but I'm not trying to imply anything or whatever.
I mean, it looked electrifying, man. It looked like the Forum. It felt like 2013, 2014. You know what I mean? Just seeing Ja kind of just running that offense, like seeing his pops all turned up and proud in the audience, like he was super proud of his kid, man. And like you said, like Crowder hadn't hit shit all game, hit the big shots, and man, Solomon Hill, like I gave him a lot of shit early on.
Me too.
So much shit, but man, a perfect floor game, 5 for 5 from the field, if I'm not mistaken. Every time he was driving, I'm like, oh no, but then he would like dump it off. I'm like, oh okay, like you know what you're doing, like so. Just an exciting win. Wasn't expecting them to pull it out, and they did, man. And I think Ja, like if you just go on Twitter right now, like he's fucking trending. And I can't remember the last time the Grizzlies trended nationwide. So Ja not only brings a new excitement, but he brings a new national recognition and awareness that hopefully maintains for years to come.
Yeah, and one of the writers on our site, Hunter, pointed out that the Brooklyn Nets have been a springboard for Grizzlies rookies. Last year, Jaren Jackson had the huge 38, 37-point game in overtime. Tonight, Ja goes for 30 in overtime. Both Grizzlies wins. Ja goes toe-to-toe with Kyrie Irving. Oh, man, when he blocked that shot, he got so fucking hyped. He forgot that he might get the ball. Like, he forgot there was time on the clock. It was just so fun to see, man. I'm excited. Brandon Clark. How y'all feeling about Brandon Clark, the other rookie? One of the other rookies.
Oh, man.
I was saying that Ja is like he's got like he talks a lot of shit. Like he always, anytime he like goes to the rim, and if he does anything, I mean, if he either dumps it off or scoops it in, he's like always doing something. Like he's showboating always, and I like it. Obviously, like it's one of those things. I think that he just kind of rallies the team around him. And we mentioned Jay earlier too. There's a lot of moments in this game where Jay, even though he wasn't playing well, he got a lot of big rebounds, and he also was kind of settling everyone down. Like he is sort of the team leader. He's already really stepped into that role. Ja at one point was about to get a technical, and Jay walked over and grabbed him and kind of walked him away. And he's sort of the team like even keeled guy, which is really good to see.
He's like
I noticed that in this game. What'd you say?
He's like the team dad.
Yeah, he is. He's like the den father or whatever. But
that's
so that was
good.
good to see. Yeah, the Brandon Clark though. I mean, Zach loves Brandon, so go ahead on B Clark.
Yeah, Brandon's like the Swiss Army guy that. I mean, his experience and what he's brought is it's really fun. I think the kind of I don't know if you'd call them like an odd couple, but a pair that I've really noticed playing well together are him and Kyle Anderson. They're like, when they're in there together, they're both kind of the same. They're both really cerebral guys. They're not gonna like shoot over the top of you too much, but they're both really smart. They get to the rim an amazing amount. Both Kyle and Brandon. They got very good touch, one-handed floaters, really good vision. They're able to rebound. You know, Brandon can jump a lot better than Kyle, but Kyle's got like 10-foot arms. So they're both been really consistent. I'm really excited about both of them.
Yeah, I think something that really sticks out to me about B. Clark, man, is also his hands. Like, he's just able to really catch a lot of those last-minute pocket passes, and he's such a strong finisher. I just think, like Zach alluded to, like that touch around the rim, like that's something that's sometimes innate. Like it can't even be taught. Like he just has that natural feel for the game to be able to finish and that unmatched athleticism. So I think definitely we've heard steal a lot, but going late first round, I really think like this is a dude who could end up being a foundational piece.
You hear that he's a steal of the draft. I think we're already pretty comfortable in saying that, you know, like a Draymond-esque type, you know, 20-something pick that ends up kind of being like he sort of, one thing I don't like about him, and he does like almost all good, but when he goes to the rim, he like stops a lot. Like he stops right outside the restricted area and he picks up his dribble and he either has his like kind of weird jump floater or he like has to pass it out. He never goes to the rim for some reason. I don't know if he's afraid of drawing a charge or if he's afraid of like his handle, he doesn't think it's good enough or whatever. But I think if he went more powerfully to the rim, he'd catch way more bodies. I mean, who's going to stop him when he gets in the air? I've noticed that though. Anytime he drives, you'll notice it too. He always stops outside the restricted area and picks up his dribble. It's weird.
Yeah, and I was worried that little jump floater was going to get blocked a lot, but so far it hasn't really, because he kind of brings it from like his chest level and goes straight up with it.
Yeah.
And tonight it seemed like he was just a couple of centimeters away from having 10 more points. Like he was just missing some of those floaters. And I mean, he's definitely the steal of the draft. But tonight he struggled, and we saw Coach Jenkins kind of go with a more veteran lineup in the fourth quarter, like as veteran as this team can get with Solomon Hill, Jay Crowder, Kyle Anderson, and Dylan Brooks. Like those are pretty much the oldest guys on the team. Yeah. And then they were surrounding Ja. So that was interesting. It was kind of like, all right, we need to get this win. We're going to go put these vets out there and hope they don't make mistakes. And they produced. Even Dylan Brooks tonight, who has been the source of a lot of hatred from fans.
He's been pissing me off.
People have been clowning on Dilly Buckets, man.
I think he had 21
Dilly Bucket.
And I think we're all kind of in agreement. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're getting upset at Dylan in his current role as the starting shooting guard, but we need to realize that's not going to be his permanent role with this franchise or in the NBA probably, and we're just maybe expecting a little too much. Like his role is probably just a solid bench guy that comes in and takes some bad shots and scores points some nights, and some nights he doesn't.
Yeah, it's frustrating because right now, I mean, that 2 spot is really one of our biggest weaknesses on both sides of the ball. If you look back at the games this week, we really got lit up in the backcourt. We got like Zach LaVine, Kobe White went ham. That destroyed us the last game. So it'd be really nice that's obviously like one of our big weaknesses that has been for I think like ever. So we just still need to work on that. But our front court I feel pretty good about, and point guard we obviously have the long-term solution there, we believe.
Yeah, I think Dylan played really well tonight because he was fucking pissing me off Friday. But I feel like
pissing off a lot of women too.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah. Look at that hair.
Yeah.
And so when I'm looking at him, you know what I'm saying? I still think that we talk about this 2-guard competition. I still think that Dylan is probably the most talented on the roster. I think today he was able to really showcase what I feel he's best at, which is like catch and shoot, just knocking down open jump shots. But one thing that I'm really looking for is I don't know if DeAnthony Melton can ever like crack the rotation, if he's going to get a shot, if it'll be, in garbage time, if we ever have a blowout. But I'm really interested to see what he'll bring to the floor defensively. Just as far as we saw Friday, I mean, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, just getting in where they wanted. Of course, Ja's going to always be on the floor, but I'm interested to see what Milton could bring defensively to that backcourt.
Yeah, shout out Subi, by the way, who said he was tired of the media talking about Kyrie. He sent a little tweet, so feel free to comment on the show. We can answer your questions live.
And I mean, to be fair, Kyrie did have 37.
He did go ham.
Yeah.
So it's not like our guards shut him down. You mentioned
No, not at all.
Tyler Johnson going off to close.
Ja
that
can't
game
defend
out for
anybody,
E.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, the way our guards are defending the screen, like they're going over the top and just never recovering. It'll be interesting to see if we continue to do that because it's not working right now. I mean, we got the win tonight, but we gave up 130-something points, and we shot definitely the best we have all season, and hopefully that can continue for a while. Hopefully we can stay hot. But what are y'all's kind of thoughts on how we're playing, like the offensive style and how we're playing as a team? Zach, you can go first.
All right, so I dug up a few things for us on pace and three-point attempts for us so for last year, and then kind of compared tracking through the games that we had this year. Let's play a game. Last year, where do you guys think? We'll pick you, Sam. Where do you think we finished in pace in the league?
25th.
30th. So 96, depending where you look, 96 to 97 possessions per game. But last everywhere that I found it. 3-point attempts. Rich, where do you think we finished?
27th, 28th.
Good guess.
That's pretty close, yeah. So we had 20. We were 25th in attempts.
Okay. So somewhere between 1 and 30.
That's like 7 points.
And Mason, where do we? This is like Price is Right or something. Where do we finish in percentage on those attempts?
Don't go over.
Oh, 28.
25th. So we shot 34. So 25th in the league. So 30th in pace, dead slowest. 25th in 3-point attempts. 25th in 3-point percentage. So obviously Taylor Jenkins trying to flip the script on that, increase the pace, and also increase the number of 3-point attempts. I will say that I don't have the pace from today's game yet, but looking at the Heat game and the Bulls game, so last year 96 to 97 pace, the Heat game was 112. So like a huge increase.
The fastest in the NBA.
Yeah.
Opening 2 games or 2 games.
So blazing fast. Probably why we were completely gassed in the fourth quarter. Because those guys have not run that much.
Especially Solomon Hill, man.
Hey, he was chilling on the pine then.
Yeah, that's true.
So long ago.
I shouldn't be throwing darts at my guy. He came up clutch tonight. That's on me. Hand up. That was on me.
You hit the Tony Allen, my guy. That's my guy.
That's my guy. I love that guy.
You can say whatever about someone as long as you say, with all due respect.
But that's my guy. But
all right,
Luka Doncic or whatever he calls him, and he called Porzingis like Chris Porzingis. Chris Dingus, that's amazing.
That's the best thing out there in the media world.
Yeah,
Tuesdays and Tony's, man. We appreciate it, Chris Vernon.
Yeah. Shout out, Chris.
And then we had 32 attempts from 3 against Miami, so 29 last year. So really not much increase there. And then 29 attempts again versus the Bulls. So pretty much our 3-point attempts and 33 tonight, and that's an overtime game. So our 3-point attempts have not really changed that much. I don't know if that kind of meets the eye test or not, but we're definitely playing faster, but not. We're still shooting about 3-point attempts. So I think we've been shooting a lot of rushed. A lot of 3-point attempts we have been shooting of rushed, and we're definitely shooting some rushed 2-point attempts. From 3 against the Heat, we shot 15%. So you're not going to beat anyone, no matter how many you shoot at that. That's pretty terrible. And then 28 against the Bulls, 28%. And tonight, the reason we were able to put up 134 points because we shot 42% from 3. So we still didn't even shoot that many. Like our volume wasn't that high, but we just hit at a much better pace. Obviously, that all makes sense.
Yeah, they're good looks too, and that's something I noticed about this game. Yeah. Like the shots were in rhythm and open. And so it's one of those things that I think is just better threes are going to increase that percentage, which is obviously self-evident, but I noticed that in this particular game.
And something we've been clowning on Dylan, but he's definitely shooting the best from three.
He's really good
shooting
catch and
50%.
Yeah,
he's averaging two makes and 4 attempts per game through 3 games.
In his career, he averages 40% on catch and shoot threes, which I mean, compared to 20 something on when he's off the dribble. So I mean, that's just like this is sort of the larger. What we need him to do is just stand there, and then I think who said that in the Slack, something about like Dylan's like percentages and what he needs to be doing, running off screens and set shots.
Right. So per cleaning the glass this year, we are 5th in 3-point frequency in the league, and we are 29th in shots at the rim frequency in the league. So, I guess we are hoisting up more. Like it's even though the numbers aren't different, we're at the top of the league somehow. But it seems like with Brandon Clark and Ja, we've been shooting a lot of mid-range shots to me, just from the eye test.
Yeah, I don't know. That's surprising too. Maybe the league's just kind of like, I mean, it's still the beginning, so like 3 games in. It's hard to kind of get a read on stuff.
So, and man, the one thing that irritates me.
What do you got?
Is when we come down the court, and it's not been one player, but tonight it was Tyus Jones. In the past, it's been Jay Crowder, and it's also been Dylan Brooks. And Jaren has a smaller person on him on the block, and we just fire up the first 3-point shot we see. Like, just the old school basketball in me, that just gets under my skin so bad, man. And that's when I'll text y'all. I was like, I love Dylan's game right now. Like, this shit's fucking pissing me off. But man, that's my biggest pet peeve with the team right now is those rush threes and not getting Jaren the ball on the block.
Let's talk about Jaren for a bit. So he's had some good games. He's been good. He had 10 in the first quarter of this game, and then he gets pulled in midway through the first quarter. Doesn't play the rest of the first quarter, and there's no foul trouble at this point. Then he doesn't get put back in until 6 minutes left in the second quarter for some reason. So he was hot, and then the coach benched him for like 15 straight minutes of game time and puts him back in. He gets a couple fouls because he's like just not in the rhythm of the game. I just think that it's kind of been a weird mismanaged. I don't know if he's yet figured out how to use them, but I mean, he's still undeniably the best player on this roster. And the fact that we don't feature him more, even though this team like kind of ostensibly sucks, personnel wise, is insane, dude. Like he's still, how many shots is he averaging? Can someone look that up? It can't be that many.
He had 8 tonight.
Yeah, it's insane. That's like rookie. That's like with Mark and Mike level shots.
So he actually is averaging
Miami
12.3.
And I think versus Chicago, he had like 17.
We wanted to see him more in the 17-20 attempts.
Yeah. In Chicago, I mean, he made Lauri Markkanen look garbage. I mean, not so much, but he outplayed him. So,
yeah.
Rich, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think as somebody who was hooping and was like kind of forced to play in the paint and just kind of bang around, the easiest way to get disengaged as a big man when you're hooping is when you're running and expending all your energy and you have fucking mismatches and your guards aren't getting you the ball. That's the easiest way to get disengaged. You're running, you're sealing, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and you just look up and like your boys like jacking up fucking threes and shit like it's the Splash Brothers. For Jaren, and we definitely don't have the Splash Brothers.
No, hell no.
Our listeners out there.
Trash Brothers sometimes.
So I think similar to as Sam kind of alluded to, I don't know if it's been figured out exactly how to best feature Jaren, because I think we've seen instances and glimpses even in the first quarter tonight. Jaren can score.
And he can't be stopped. Like he's a walking mismatch. Like
he's a walking mismatch. Yeah. His handle has drastically improved this season. He's able to kind of take it from the 3-point line into the paint. And I just still feel like he's not being featured enough. I feel like he's not being put in a position to be successful as much as he could be. And I know that, the foul trouble is still a thing. He's learning through that, managing his emotions on the court, not kind of getting too frustrated and psyching himself out. But the coaching staff still has to find ways to get him in a better position to be featured and to ensure that he's getting the most shots on this team. He has to get the most shots on this team, period, point blank. And I'm still curious to see the Ja and Jaren connection as well. Like, how is that going to develop? How is Ja going to figure out, where to get him in his sweet spots, how to set him up where he likes to rock? So, yeah, I know it's still early, but these are just some things that I've kind of observed that I'm definitely interested to see how they continue to blossom.
Yeah, and Sam, you've hit on that on Twitter that Ja and Jaren don't seem to have that synergy yet. When we've kind of seen Ja and Brandon Clark more so have some chemistry in these first 3 games, it seems like. But Sam, you've seen the 2 home games in person. What are you thinking about Ja and Jaren and that duo?
Yeah, I mean that was an idea from the from one of the Harrington mailbags. So it kind of seems like Ja and Brandon Clark have more synergy, or Ja and JV Jonas as well, and then Tyus and Jaron have kind of more synergy anytime they share the court. Tyus just seems to be. I mean, he's like what we know about Tyus is he's just always been the steadfast point guard, and usually makes the right decision. This game wasn't his best, but so he's good at getting Jaron the ball quickly, and he always sees him when he's stealing for the most part. So I've noticed that, but it was just someone said like, hey, based on the eye test, like they don't look that great when they play together, John and Jaron. Like they really, I feel like anytime there's a pick and roll, like the whoever's guarding Jaron just blitzes Ja, and then John never gets him the ball, and it's just doesn't look like you want it to look. Considering the fact that, and what Harrington says was they should complement each other perfectly. Like in theory, they are perfect complements. Their games are. Like Ja can get to the rim at will, and Jaron can pop out and shoot threes, or like go to the rim on a roll. So every now and then they'll have like an alley-oop play that looks great, and you're like, perfect. This is exactly what they should be doing. Like 10 times a game. Like John Jaren pick and roll should be 30 points, like bread and butter. But it hadn't gotten there yet. I know they're just figuring it out, but like you kind of want it to look more natural than it does. They really only get those big plays in transition when Ja can throw them an alley oop. And there's one John Jaren pick and roll from either a preseason game or maybe the Heat game where it was like classic. He rolled to the rim and he got on the ball and it was nice. And I remember we text each other like, perfect. This is exactly what it's going to look like for the next like 10 years or whatever. And it hasn't been that. But check out Harrington's article. He pulls the stats, and it hasn't looked that good when they've shared the floor. Like both of them play worse when they're on the floor at the same time. And of course that's could be due to a litany of things, but that was notable and something that eye test wise too. It just doesn't seem as good as it should be.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty concerning. I know it's pretty early, but I think that's like probably the main goal of this entire season is for those two guys to get on the same page.
Yeah. And we'll see. And one thing that I want to talk this 10,000-foot view about the team too is that the team's been very competitive so far in all the games they played, which like is great. Like we're 1-2, which isn't where you want to be, obviously, but they've been in every game and have lost it usually in the fourth quarter, second half, which is a telltale sign of a young team that just isn't able to finish it out and close the game. So that's been good. They've been competitive games, and we haven't just getting blown out like some of those tanking ass Suns teams or whatever. So that's been really good to see as a fan and spectator of the games.
Yeah, and as Brevin and Pete were saying on the broadcast, for those of us plebeians who were not at the game,
Porzies.
The first game we played 3 quarters of solid NBA basketball. And then versus the Bulls, we went a little bit deeper than that. And then tonight, we of course played 53 minutes of basketball and came out with a win at the buzzer. So just fun to see the team continue to learn how to fight, not continue to fight, because they definitely folded in that fourth quarter. Whether it was their legs tired or just maybe we just got those baby legs right now. Like we can't run that long. So they got to get a little stronger, get used to the NBA game. But man, it's fucking fun to watch. Like to be 1-2, my feeling after opening week is still like, okay, I don't want to stop watching Grizzlies basketball yet.
Right.
So I'm excited.
A question for the round table. It's actually kind of square, I guess, since we're on this screen. But
Brady Bunch style.
With our 5-out philosophy that we have, how does JV fit into that? What do you guys kind of think about how he, how is he able to work into this new philosophy? Is he going to be able to? Because he isn't really that type of player, but is he still serviceable? Can we work around that? What do you think? What do you think, Rich?
Man, like first and foremost, JV is also just like a fucking dog. Like you give him the ball in the post, like he can go to work. Like I didn't even know JV was that much of an offensive talent. So that was on me for not even knowing the presence that he can bring offensively. But you can just kind of see it like when you're talking about the 5-out, like when JV's on the court, like it does slow down. Like it has to slow down. Like there's no way that it can't. And I think, he's an old school bring the lunch pail back to the basket type of player. But also, you see tonight he was able to step out and hit 3 threes. So he's able to stretch the floor a little bit from what we've been able to see. But as far as like his role in this, I'm still curious to see like what that looks like when he's off a low restriction. Because in a game like this, JV is probably thinking, if he went on minutes restriction, he would be on the floor closing that out. He'd be a part of that closing lineup. And I'm just interested to see what that spacing looks like and what that transition offense looks like if JV is on the court in those moments.
Yeah, and to your point, JV is averaging 18 minutes per game, which is like right in line with Grayson Allen and Marco. And he's averaging 11 points and 8 boards. So he has been productive in the time he's played.
Hit a couple threes this game. DeAndre Jordan disrespected him, and he went for 3 of 5 from 3, which is awesome. Fans love that.
Career high. So
really?
My thing with the 5 out is, and maybe Taylor Jenkins has said that the offense is still developing. They're still putting in, more wrinkles to the sets. But the 5 out has to have an option to go to Jaren and JV on the block. Whichever one of them is in, or if they're playing together, they can score on most people on the block. And when we need a bucket, we need to be able to go to that, because a lot of those, we can't stop the runs because we don't have a go-to play or a go-to player necessarily. Tonight, Ja was, but in the first 2 games, we just kind of looked.
We do. We just don't use them. That's kind of what we were talking about with Jaren. We do have a go-to player. It's not hard.
Last year, he proved he could score on the block, and he showed glimpses of being able to handle and shoot the 3. This year, he's definitely shooting more 3s, and they haven't really fallen for him as much. And we've seen the improved handle, but we haven't seen him on the block or just give him the ball. They can't guard him when wherever we get him the ball. He can take anyone off the dribble, it seems like, and he can post up. And we know he's got that lefty hook, and he's probably added more to his game. So that I guess that's probably all of our biggest complaint with Taylor Jenkins and the 5 out offense is how the football guys got the hat now that say run the damn ball, is feed the damn post, the old mentality.
Yeah. Trademark. We're gonna make that.
Feed the damn post. Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, we should.
I think circling back to JV real quick, the thing that Memphis has really missed when he's not in the game is his rebounding. Especially in the Chicago game, it would have been so amazing if he was able to play towards the end, because he had let's check it, 48% defensive rebounding percentage in that game. So that's 48% of available defensive rebounds he grabbed while he was on the floor. He was just there's no one that could match up against him. He had, how many total rebounds did he have? He had 13 total rebounds in 18 minutes. And that, as of right now, at least, that's not something that Jaren's doing. Jaren can't play that close to the basket and not pick up 8 fouls. So JV's able to get down there and bruise and at least grab the ball. And if you still have a guy that's what DeAndre Jordan does, essentially. He's not scoring a ton of points most of the time, but it's still a valuable person to have, I think. That's just my 2 cents on that. I appreciate his rebounding. I'll be glad when he can play 30 minutes again.
Jaren is averaging 7 a game so far this year, so I think he averaged 4 last year.
Yep.
However, he's only shooting 23% from 3. Grayson Allen shooting 27%. Kyle Anderson shooting 50%.
Slow-mo's look good, man. And they've been talking about using him more as a ball handler, which is good, which I think is when the game comes to him the most naturally, is when he's either pushing the break or being an impromptu 6'9" point guard. So I like to see that, and I think he's been so good when he gets to the rim. And he just plays it. I mean, it's talked about so much. When you see it live, it's something else, man. It's people play too fast defending him, and then caught off guard because he's so slow. It's Harden's ability to slow down. Slow-mo's got the same deal. So he's been great, and he's been a Swiss Army player, as Zach said. So he's been good to have around. I think he's well worth that contract at what he's played so far this year.
Yeah, he's I may not be able to come back yet. I'm still hurting.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then he comes back at full form. What's up with that guy?
Yeah, that's
trying to fleece us, man.
Man playing possum.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you're really fucking good at pool in a bar, and then
he's a shark.
Yeah, and you're Yeah, I don't know. I used to play with my stepdad or something, but then you run the table for like 8 games or whatever. Everyone that's what he's a basketball 5-tool player shark. That's what he is.
Who else on the team? Grayson Allen. What do y'all think about Grayson Allen, Rich?
What do you think about Grayson Allen? Just go ahead, man. We'll give you your pedestal.
No, you go ahead, Rich. I don't have a lot to say.
I have like absolutely nothing that would really positively contribute to this podcast. I haven't been shown anything really from Grayson that would warrant minutes. That would warrant. I know we picked up the option on the contract, but.
Which Zach was all happy about. Like,
It's cheap, dude. It's not that much.
Yeah, but he sucks. Like, he's fucking
it's cheap, dude.
We're talking about everyone getting extended. When all the guys were getting their rookie extensions, and Zach's like, "Oh yeah, we're glad we locked up Grayson Allen for 1 more year." Like,
hey man,
no one could give 2 shits about Grayson Allen.
He's terrible, bro.
He also could score 40 points in a game occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally, I guess. We'll see.
He looked good. He looked good in the preseason. He looked good.
He looked good in the 2 games against non-NBA teams.
That run game against the New Zealand Breakers, he looked like an NBA player, and they're not an NBA team.
Yeah. So
he hit a big 3 tonight.
He did.
True.
He just like he looks like when you watch him play, he looks like he should be really good. He's really fucking athletic, and he has a really good stroke. Like his shot looks really good. It's so weird that it doesn't go in a lot. You know what I mean? Like he looks like he should be really good and it passes the eye test. He's an eye test guy. But yeah, I mean, if he just isn't good statistically, and if the team doesn't play as well when he's on the floor, I mean, he's not a great defender. He's athletic, so he can like play competent defense. But yeah, I mean, he just needs to hit. It's so weird he doesn't hit as many shots as he seems like he would. But yeah, he hasn't shown me anything to like warrant substantial time talking about him.
Yeah, if we're talking about him as like a 9th or 10th man on the roster, yeah, that's fine. And which is kind of what he is now. But we're also, can he be a starting shooting guard? And that's where I'm like, no, hell no, man.
Oh, I don't think that's
no.
what you want.
Someone was calling for
we
him
don't
to start
have that
at
person.
2 and then have Dylan start at 3.
Yeah,
and see what that looked like. Which like Dylan Brooks apparently when he's at a small forward position, which he was in this game for a lot of the time, he plays significantly better. Because he's more in a spot up role as opposed to a creator role. So that's kind of where we want him to be. So I don't know. I'm not down for experimenting. This is like a Lego season. Let's plug and play and see what we can create. So we'll see where we go. But yeah, I'm not gonna like get on my horse and defend Grayson Allen until the death right now.
I wonder.
Zach is. Zach loves him. So, but that's you can die on that hill.
I did not canoe out to that island.
You haven't been
I
out
just
there
saw
yet?
it while flying over it. I dropped him a care package. That's all I did.
Yeah, you did. You dropped him a little care package. You said have a. I don't know. Let's move on. Who we got next?
Marco Goodrich.
Yeah, Marco Goodrich.
It's kind of like the same. I don't think we've really gotten.
He travels every time he dribbles. Every time he is passed the ball, we do like this. And one thing that is the 5 out. We do this like dribble drive offense or whatever. Like it kind of reminds me of the dribble drive of the old Tigers teams, like the 5 out. But we don't get better shots because of it. Like we have a guy that drives the basket and beats his man, and then it claps, and he kicks it, and then that guy drives, and then he claps, and they kick it again, and eventually the ball kicks and it moves, but we don't get a good shot still. So like, even though the ball's moving, like end result is usually like a contested like jumper. Or a shitty layup, or another Jay Crowder 3 that's like more contested than you want it to be. So what's the point of all this? My point is, what's the point if we're not going to get a wide open 3 or layup?
Yeah,
that's the theory anyway. But what made me think of that is because every time Marco is the man that gets the ball kicked to, and he's supposed to drive, he travels every fucking time. Like it's unbelievable. It's like me out there.
I think that's just a byproduct of not having like the talent and the offensive skill to like blow by your man enough to force a super hard help. Like they just kind of hedge and they can get back, and then the rotations, they're all on time basically instead of being like a step slow where you get that open shot. And then on Marco, man, he has Bano Udre-itis. Like when he gets that ball,
trademark as well.
It is fucking going up. Like 9 times out of 10, he is shooting that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like only the Grizzlies can sign a knockdown shooter who appears to be better at like going to the rim than actually catching and shooting. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
like so far from what we've seen, he is more adept to like take you off the bounce than catch and shoot.
30th best player in Europe, though.
Yeah, he'd look like it.
Look about right.
That's my boy, though.
That's my boy. Hey, shout out Marco.
I mean, yeah,
That's my boy, though.
we could toss him in the starting lineup. I don't care. I mean,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
him,
Start him at number 2 and Dylan at 3. Well, let's do it.
yeah, Rich,
Legos, dude.
Rich,
Grayson at the 4.
Grayson
the
or
4.
Marco.
Grayson at the 5. Go super small.
You said Grayson or Marco?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Marco. All
Yeah?
day.
I
All
don't.
day.
Has Marco really
All
been
day.
that much better though?
All day.
Marco isn't
I think-
athletically dynamic. He's
I think
not
first
athletic.
and foremost, I think I just like him more as a person. So he
Yeah, that's
definitely
fine. Yeah,
get
I
some
mean,
points for that. But I've seen him, hit a few shots. And yeah, I don't know, man. I just fuck. Like
I feel you. I gotta take my dinner out of the oven. I'll be right back.
Grayson just sucks, man. Like he sucks. I say Marco. So if you're asking me Grayson or Marco. Or DeAnthony Melton, actually. DeAnthony Melton, please.
Yeah, and then we still got our boy Josh Jackson, who is, I guess Hustle training camp starts tomorrow, so it'll be interesting to see if he reports.
Is he
for
good?
that.
Have we heard from him? Like, are we...
I mean,
Is he
do
gonna
you
be
think
there?
Josh Jackson is okay with this like agreement? Because like, I don't think I would be. I'd be like, what? Like, whoa, people fuck up all the time, and like y'all about to send me to like suspension, alternative school, and like put me on this little plan to work my way back to the Grizzlies when y'all have no wings. Like I'm the most talented wing that would be on the team. I just can't imagine Josh Jackson like actually being okay with this little agreement that they've came to
in
and,
fucking Mississippi. Like
yeah.
he has to go to fucking Mississippi. Like
I wonder if anyone's seen him around. Like, is he staying at the West End? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine like he is as excited about this agreement as Zach Kleiman and company seem to be. Like, oh, this is gonna be great. He's gonna work his way back. I feel like he's probably like, man, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I mean, they already declined his option, so take that for what you will. Also, my question is, Sam, was your dinner the Reese's? Is that what you had to get out of the oven?
Yeah, I just took this Reese's out of the oven.
Okay, interesting storage place.
No, it's so you bake them at 350, 12 minutes till nice and toasty. It's really good. A lot of people don't know. Wait, so why are you guys talking about Josh Jackson? Because and also, why does anyone care about Josh Jackson? Like, what's the whole? Is the free Josh Jackson thing that Saint does? Is that a joke, or is it like a joke that he's sort of serious about, or what level of joking is that? Because at what point has we ever seen anything good from him? He's a fucking asshat. He's not good, and he's like idiot.
He's more talented than Marco, Grayson, or Dylan.
Like based on what? His pick in the draft?
No, based on his performance. Like
He's been terrible, dude. Go look at his stats. He's terrible.
who did we just get done talking about? A bunch of garbage ass players. Like,
Josh Jackson's bad, man. I think he's anything. If anything, he's illusory good. Like I'm not saying that Marco or Grayson are better than him, but I'm also saying that Josh Jackson's not the answer. Like,
I mean, he might not be the answer, but he could provide just as much as anyone else right now. We got to talking about him because of our lack of depth on the wing, and then I asked them if they thought he was okay with this whole agreement.
what's the deal with Bruno? You really hadn't seen much floor time. Like I thought we were gonna play him more as kind of a weird center, like wonky stretch.
Yeah, I
stretch
feel
five.
like tonight would have been a great opportunity for that because we had like 4 guys in there who were 6'6". I felt that would have been a great opportunity to stick him in there.
Yeah,
Be able to protect the rim against what's his name? Jared
Allen.
Jared Allen, yeah. I don't know. What's the deal?
What's the deal with Bruno? I don't get it.
I keep looking every time folks are checking in. Is he about to go in? I'm ready to watch this guy again.
He's just the odd man out right now. You gotta stay ready.
Yeah, long season. Something definitely could happen.
I mean, who would y'all want him to play over? You got Jaren, JV, and Brandon Clark pretty much manning the big minutes.
Yeah, Solomon Hill looked good too. I mean,
I probably would have put him in over Solomon, but then obviously Solomon played really well. So good job, Taylor Jenkins. You did well.
Yeah, and then who else on the roster? I guess Jay Crowder, who it appears that Taylor Jenkins went to Jay Crowder and had a conversation, and he said, "Jay, anytime you catch the ball, shoot that motherfucker." I want
It
you
would
to
appear
set
that conversation likely occurred. Yeah.
I want you to set an example of how let that shit fucking fly is supposed to be. And Jay Crowder seems to have taken that to heart.
Yeah.
Except for tonight, he realized he didn't have it.
I wonder if he shoots everything. Like when someone hands him food, like at the fast food, is he like shoot that hoe right back at him? Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how the ball gets to him. It could roll to him. Someone could like kick it to him, come off the rim to him, and he's shooting it.
Yeah.
But 2 big shots tonight. He had 6 points, and they were in overtime, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Both
of them. Yeah. Obviously the game winner. Yeah. Can't be more timely than that. We want to talk about the upcoming games. Are we done with the roster?
Well, let's talk. Anybody on Miami impress you guys? Well, I know that Kendrick Nunn or who
is that?
Like that dude.
No idea who that guy is.
And he followed it up with another good performance. I can't remember who they played, but he had like 18 more points. The Heat just have a culture of built like building talent. It seems like, and Bam Adebayo looks like a beast too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nunn went off tonight too, if I'm not mistaken. Like I don't know who he is, but he's a baller. And I think Silva is one of their two-way players, and he was just snatching up fucking boards and just owning the paint. Like, but that's that culture in Miami, man. And Tyler Herro's just, fucking fearless and doing this thing on South Beach. So
we got his Instagram is awesome, by the way. Like,
he's got some sauce. He's got some sauce, man.
Dude, he has one caption that said, like he's like standing in front, he's like wearing something like some ridiculous outfit in Miami, which whatever, like you have your style. But his caption is like was looking for love but found lust, which is like unreal, ridiculous. Like it's like such a fuckboy, dude. Which like whatever, do your thing. Like I'm sure he is, but like that. I mean, if that guy gives my team 20-10, I'm just like not gonna be a fan anymore. That's tough.
Yeah, and thank God that Silva guy didn't kill Ja when he fucking swallowed his dunk attempt.
Yeah,
that was tough to see.
He's done every game. He has a attempt. He tries to dunk on somebody, except for this one. He had a breakaway dunk that I tweeted looked very Westbrookian. Like I really want to see someone put those next to each other because the way he attacks the rim and his force carries him through the dunk so much that he almost falls down when he gets to the ground, and then he beat his own chest. That was like, I mean, I know he's often compared to Westbrook because he's a point guard and he's athletic, but that looked eye test wise a lot like Westbrook as well. He's a fucking fired up guy, man. Like he's got that Westbrook like I'm gonna talk shit and try to end you, anytime I go to the rim, which I like.
I don't think
he also
ever had
tweaked his
that.
ankle. Oh no, we definitely haven't.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anyone with that type of fire before.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. And it you could tell the crowd feeds off of it, which is not surprising. But you realize like how in the past we've had pretty boring, good NBA players. Like Mike is a chill dude, Mark's quiet. Zebo and Tony were the personalities, but they weren't like athletically. Like Zebo wasn't dunking on anybody, so it's fun shit.
No doubt. He did tweak his ankle on that awesome dunk, so tone it back just a little bit. Yeah, he had to come out. He landed on. It wasn't his plant foot or the foot he landed on. It was the next step that he took. He tweaked his ankle and had to come out for a minute.
Yeah,
we saw it on the TV broadcast. They pointed it out on the replays.
I didn't see that. I was eating some caviar at this time, I guess, at the game. Like one thing I will say is like he plays like Westbrook, but he's not. He's not built like Westbrook. So Westbrook can withstand a lot of those reckless drives and preposterously athletic dunks. But Ja is a very slight dude, man. Like he is so skinny. Like he's all like long arms and. I don't know. Like I was saying earlier, I'm knocking on wood heavily, but before we got on the broadcast, like it's the way he careens to the rim and takes all that contact. As skinny as he is, it's scary. Like, and it's really only a matter of time unless he puts on some weight or learns to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm worried.
Kind of take a little bit of that mentality where if you're a running back or a receiver or a quarterback or something and you're scrambling, you got to know when to take that extra hit, when it's worth getting those extra 2 yards, or when it's better just to step out of bounds.
He doesn't get a call either. Like, it's not like he's getting and one calls on these drives. Like he's not. I mean, he's just getting rooked, which whatever. But like, it's to what degree is it worth it? I guess at this point.
Yeah, I feel like Westbrook was slight of frame when he first entered the league, and then he bulked up as he got older.
He did, yeah, and he's only 20 years old. That's I hope he kind of follows that trajectory too. I mean, he'll never be like probably as big as Westbrook, but you know he'll put on weight for sure.
Yeah. What else we got? Anything with the Grizz or anything around the league?
Clippers are good and fun to watch. That Kawhi like has another meme. It's incredible. For the beginning of the season. With
Why did they make him do that?
Dude, my favorite is when they cut it into like songs, like that na 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 song. He goes and then back to that was so good, dude. Oh man, the NBA is the best for shit like that.
Yeah, welcome Clippers fans to the game tonight. Like I'm pretty sure that was a bullet point. Like you are supposed to welcome Clippers fans to the game tonight. And he just like read it word for
welcome
word.
Clippers fans to the game. I didn't actually hear the whole thing. I gotta watch that.
Oh man, it was rough. It was rough. I went to Utah versus the Lakers on Friday night, and the Lakers beat Utah handily. Our boy Mike Conley struggled, as he did in their first game in the season opener when he went like 1 for 16.
What do Jazz fans think? Are they like, why do we trade for this guy? Or are they like,
no, they're just like, it's early. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And versus the Lakers, they didn't have Bogdanovich. So with a new team trying to get used to each other, that could explain some things. But LeBron in the second half, he just took over that game. So that was cool to see. He finished like 30-something and 10 and 8. Anthony Davis played well. So the Lakers are looking good. And that's who we play next, right? On Tuesday?
Tuesday night.
Yep.
It's a good segue into the preview.
Anybody got a preview?
No, I was hoping y'all did. That's why I segued it. I don't.
That was your part now.
Is everyone healthy? I mean, are the Lakers like everyone playing?
No Kuzma.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No Rondo.
Rondo's out, yeah.
Hope we get a heavy dose of contagious Caldwell Pope. Who we?
God, he's so bad.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to be on that team too and get so much on bad exposure too. Like you got LeBron. I wonder what LeBron's so doing. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
I would kill to know that. Like, just a transcript of that, whatever that was.
You're
he
only
probably
here
said, "Hey, bro,
because
quit
Rick
fucking this
beat
up for
you."
me," or whatever. Yeah,
I'm
right.
gonna tell Rich Paul to drop your ass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Lakers fans, they were not happy with him. They were not happy with anyone. Like even as LeBron was dominating, like
You said they don't even like their team.
the only player that they cheered for was Alex Caruso.
Oh, they love Caruso. The Jack Caruso meme is incredible as well. That's another great NBA gold meme. You guys seen that?
Yeah. Being at a Lakers game there was an energy in the building, but it like wasn't about the Lakers. Like the energy was just like we're at the Lakers game, but like they weren't necessarily paying attention to the game like in depth, like we're accustomed to Grizzlies fans. I don't know. It was a weird vibe.
Yeah,
Is that Nicholson there?
Weird vibe.
Yeah, Jack was there. Rihanna was there. The stars were out. It was the home opener.
Was Flea there? The Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist? You know what he looks like? Oh, good.
Yeah, he was there.
Damn, bro.
Always.
She got his autograph for me.
But what was weird was they didn't like make a big deal about opening night. Like the Grizzlies bring in performers every time, and like it's a big deal because it's like one of our few sellouts of the year. But this was like just another game. Like they don't even have games every time out or like anything like that. It's like randomly that they'll throw something up on the video board. That's about it.
Did they drop down like a thing from the Jumbotron? Like, I've heard. Were you there for the opener? Like the video and shit?
No, I wasn't there yet.
Okay, I had a friend go last year, and he said that for the opener, the video, and for the introduction to the team, they like drop the video board like extends down to the court and like plays like a 360 video like that the players can walk through. He said it was fucking nuts, basically. Like
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, the Staples Center is incredible. So
yeah. So like I'd like to hear about that. I'm sure the opener's cool, but yeah, I mean. Shout out to the in game at the Grizz, right? Like they keep things humming along nicely, and I'm never like bored. But they have usually pretty interesting stuff going on, so they're pretty good.
Yeah. Who else do we play this week? We got the Bright Future Suns.
Bright Future Suns.
They beat the Clippers yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw Devin Booker chirping at Patrick Beverly, which is something. But
I think Aiden got
that's dangerous. I would not suggest that to anyone.
Yeah.
No, especially not Devin Booker. No.
He talks a lot of shit, man.
Yeah.
I think Aiden got a 25-game suspension too.
Yeah, for diuretic.
Yeah,
which is real tough hang. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird, and
So-
I don't know if that rule might get overturned or whatever. His suspension might get overturned.
Yeah.
But 2 games, weird week. Not a lot of games this week, and then only one at home Saturday. So we have Tuesday night at LA, and so we'll
Late
be back in
game.
the grindhouse. Yeah, 9:30 tip Central. So we'll probably be watching. I'm sure you'll watch that, Mason. And otherwise, well, how we feeling? Otherwise, we have any other things around the league or about this team? Because I got to go eat dinner.
More Reese's in the oven.
Yeah. No, I got a Twix in there this time.
Hopefully we get Zion back at some point. Not been fun to have him not on national TV because
the Pelicans are going to be on national TV. Man,
RJ Barrett's kind of been hooping a little bit.
Has he? I have no idea what's going on over there. Yeah, well, how's he looked?
He look pretty good. I mean, the Knicks aren't great, but him and Ja are going to be in a race for probably Rookie of the Year. Unless this Kendrick Nunn guy is a rookie. I think
he is.
Yeah, because he might win that shit.
Yeah, I think he is because they were talking about how like he outshined Tyler Hero, and I remember some line saying like other unheralded rookie Nunn outshines like other fellow rookie like lottery pick.
Okay.
So he is a rookie. He might be a older one though. I think he's like a senior, kind of like a Dylan Brooks type rookie.
Yeah.
But no idea where he's from.
Russ and Harden have looked better than I think most people expected together. I think they're like 1-1 or something. The Warriors appear to suck ass.
Yeah, man. They're bad.
Like they got whooped today.
That's what I tweeted. Like the second that I heard that, Clay. They brought Clay on the Inside the NBA broadcast at halftime to talk about the team, and Charles just roasted his ass and the team. He said, "Y'all are terrible, man." Like, and he's like, and so the Clay, you could tell, was trying not to get mad, and he's like defending his guys, which you have to, obviously. But he was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. Marquise Chris is really impressed in practice," and I was like, "Oh, they're fucking toast." the Clay knows if you have to say that, and you're done. Like you stick a fork in him.
Yeah. Porzingis looks healthy, quicker than most people expected. Yeah, so
how the Dallas have Dallas lost yet?
Couldn't tell you.
I think they're 2-0.
Yeah, they've been playing well. I mean, in the 2 games, like Luka and Porzingis look to be what we hope. Ja and Jaren end up looking like. Honestly, they look to be all that they were advertised to be as a duo. And Luka's kind of picked up where he left off. He looks fucking good, man.
Yeah, Luka's that dude, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Yep, so the season is young. 3 games in, we got 70, 78 left, I guess. So, yeah, that's all I got, man.
Cool. All right, go Grizz.
Go Tigers, man. Hopefully we get game day next week.
Yeah. At the library.
Hopefully we get James Wiseman back soon. We'll save that for another podcast.
Oh, man, I don't know if he's going to play this year. I'm worried. I'm worried. We got phantom braces and shit. I don't know. He maybe it is something to worry about, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to subdue all those feelings and just like push them deep within and enjoy the season as much as I can.
Well, it'll be much easier to do if he is on the court.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, y'all.